Ninth module of SQL learning series is going on, and in this video we will talk about the tail log backup. A tail log backup captures any log records that have not yet been backed up to prevent the work loss and to keep the log chain intact. Before you can recover the SQL Server database to its latest point in time, you must back up the tail of its transaction log. Now there are some scenarios to take the backup for the tail log. If the database is online, then you plan to perform a restore operation on the database. Begin by backing up the tail of the log. To avoid an error for online database, we must have to use the with recovery option while taking the tail log backup. And if the database is offline, this with no recovery option is optional because nobody is using, so we can take the tail log backup without using the with no recovery option. Suppose this is the scenario, we have the full recovery model and this is the full database backup at 8 a.m. and after full backup we have the differential backup at 11 a.m. and then there is the log backup at 1 p.m. Now this log backup contains the log records from this full backup until 1 p.m. because this full backup is the base for this log backup. So after 1 p.m. there is again the log backup at 4 p.m. and this log backup contains the log records from the last transaction log backup. The last transaction log backup is at 1 p.m. So this backup file has the log records from 1 p.m. until 4 p.m. and after that there is a full backup at 6 p.m. So this full backup has all these records, these differentials and these log backups, all these are now available in the full backup. After full backup, there is at 8 p.m. is a transaction log backup. This log backup contains the log records from 4 p.m. until 8 p.m. This full backup will not break the chain of this log backup. The log sequence number will continues from the last backup. So this full backup will not affect the LCN number, and this log file contains the log records from 4 p.m. until 8 p.m. and after 8 p.m. unfortunately there is a disaster at 8:40 p.m. and we don't have the backup before at 8:40 p.m. and now what will be the solution? That there is, because we don't have the backup, but we can, this is the full recovery model, we can take the the tail log backup which will recover the data from 8 to 8:40 p.m. So first of all we have to take the log backup which will recover the data from 8 to 8:40 p.m. if the transaction log is not corrupted. And then if when we will take the log backup, what will be the steps to restore the database? The steps for the restore the database is that we have to first restore the lost full backup, and after that all this log backups which we have, and with the option of no recovery, and after that we will restore the tail backup with recovery option, and our database will have now all the data which we lost during the this disaster also. So now to see these all scenarios, we will go to the SQL Server Management Studio and we will implement these steps there to check how to take the tail log backup when the database is online and how to take the log backup when database is offline. We will implement these scenarios in the Database Management Studio. So this is the SQL Server Management Studio, and here we will implement the scenarios of the tail log backup, and these are the steps we have to follow. First we will check the recovery model of our database because only the bulk log and full recovery model supporting that log backups and tail log backup. So after checking the recovery model, then I will create a table in the database with some records, And then after creating the table, I will create the full backup of my trading database. And there is another database which we will use in the scenario when when we have to check the log backup in offline status. So I will take the first full backup of the database, then I will insert some more records after taking the full backup, and after inserting the records I will take the backup which will be a differential. So this differential backup will have the records only which we entered since the last full backup. After that I will insert again some records in my table and I will take the log backup. And I will insert after taking the log backup I will insert again some records. And then this database, I have to I have to two scenarios now here. The database will be online, I will take the log backup, and when the database will be offline I will take again the log backup. So what will be the steps to restore? First I will restore the full backup. Now I have one full backup, one differential backup, one log backup, and one tail backup. So first I will restore the first full backup with no recovery option, and then I will restore the differential backup with no recovery option. Then I will restore the log backup with no recovery option. At the end I will restore the tail backup with recovery option. So let's follow these steps. First I will make the scenario where the I will take the tail backup where the when the database is online. So this is my trading database. I will first see the what is the recovery model of this database. The recovery model is the simple. So the recovery should it should be the full recovery model. I change it to the full. Now I will have to create one table with the name of some table. This table I will create and I will enter 200 records. 200 records are entered. After creating this table with the 200 records, I will take the full backup. This is the full backup of the example database trading DB, which will be stored at this path, and I took the full backup of my database. And now this table has 200 records. I will insert two more records in this table. It will be now 202, and then I will take the differential backup. This is the differential backup of trading DB and it will be stored at this path. So I took the differential backup. At that time the records in the table was 202, and only this the last two records which I inserted is available in this differential backup. And after that I will insert again two records in the table. Now table have 200 this table have 204 records. 204 records after inserting. Now after inserting these two records I will take the this log backup. This is the third step. In third step I took the log backup where the table has 204 records. Now suppose that there is a disaster occurs and the database still online. Still online means we can access the database, user can still use the database, and we have to recover the our data. So to go to the recovery steps, first we will use the this tail log backup. We will take the tail log backup of our database, and it's saying a backup process database trading because it is used by the session. It is recommended at the okay. Backup the log file. When I try to take the tail log backup, it is giving the error that because it is in use by the session, it is recommended that the master database be used. So because this is a trading database, I will use the master database, and then I will try to take the this backup. So tail log backup is successful. Now I will restore the database. So what will be the steps to restore? steps for restore is that first I will restore the full backup, then I will restore the this differential backup, then I will restore the log backup, and then I will restore the tail backup. So these are the steps which I have to follow. My database is online. So first I'm going to restore the full backup. This is the full backup. So it's restored. After that I have to restore the differential backup. The differential backup name is this one, and it's available on this path. I will use the no recovery option because there are still remaining backups which we need to restore, or it's restored successfully. After that I have one log backup which I need to restore with no recovery option, so it's also recovered. So after that this is the tail log backup which I need to recover with recovery option, because after that there is no backup. The tail log backup name is wrong. When I took the backup, its name is this one, trading db underscore file.trn. So I have to use that name, and I will restore. So tail backup is also successful. Now if I will check the records in my table, tail backup is recovered successfully. I will use the database. Now it's available and I will see the record in table. It should be 204 and it's 204. So all the data is recovered successfully. This is the offline. When the database is online, at that time we took the tail log back. Now that there is another scenario when the database is offline and we have to took the backup. This is my another database DemoDB, and I will try to take the tail log backup in this database when it is offline. So let's first check the what is the recovery model. It's simple. It should be full because full recovery model need for the tail backup. Okay, now I will create this table name, sum table, and I will insert some 200 records in this table. I created a table with 200 records. Now I will take the full backup of this demo DB at this location. So now I took and there are still 200 records in this table. And after that I insert two records in this table, and now there are 202 records, and I will take the differential backup for this demo DB. So I took the differential backup, and this differential backup contains only the two records which we entered after the full backup. So now I will insert again two records, and there are now 204 records, and I will take the log backup. On this location I will took the log backup. Now there is disaster occur. Suppose my database is now offline. This is my demo DB. I will make it offline, and after making offline I will delete the data file. So let's go and delete the data file. I'm going to delete the data file. This is the file name which I will delete. Continue. Yes, now it is deleted. So the database file, MDF file, I deleted, but transaction log file is still there for this database. If I will try to make it online, let's see what will be happen. So it's giving error that the physical file is MDF is not available because I deleted. So now the database is online offline. So there is some disaster, and I need to take the tail log backup. So this is the syntax. if if I will use without this flags, maybe there is some error occur because now the database is offline and there is no user is connected. So we can use this no truncate flag to take the log backup of this database. So I will take the log backup. Database is still offline, and after that the recovery steps will start. I will use the master database to recover this demo database. Now for to recover the demo database, first I will take restore the full backup with no recovery option. So it's successful. After that I have the differential backup. I will recover the differential backup. This is the differential backup with no recovery flag. With no recovery option I used, and this differential is also successful. After that I have the log backup. So I will recover the this log backup. So let's see, it's successful. Now this is the tail backup which I have to recover at the end, and I will use the step recovery because this is the last backup which I have. This is the tail backup, and I will recover this one. Let's see. So it's also successful. Now my database is again online. If I will check, yes, it's I can access this database and I will see the records which should be 204. Yeah, all the data is recovered. This is the scenario when the database is offline. Disaster occurred, database went into the offline and there is no MDF file is available. So I took the log backup and then I restored the all the backups successfully. So in the demo of the tail log backup, we have seen how to recover the database by using the tail log backup when the database is online. And we also have seen the scenarios when the database is offline, how to take the tail log backup and how to recover the database again.